It's not a shrimp, it's not a lobster. It's a crawfish, Louisiana's muddy treasure that built a $300 million industry out of flooded rice fields. Welcome back to AgriWorks USA, the channel where we reveal the untold stories behind the food systems that feed the world. In today's episode, we're diving into the murky waters of Louisiana's bayous to explore the fascinating journey of the crawfish. Once a seasonal wild food harvested by hand, crawfish have become a year-round aquaculture product and a cultural symbol of Cajun heritage. At the heart of this transformation is a remarkable agricultural innovation, combining rice and crawfish farming in a symbiotic system that maximizes land use, boosts income, and requires minimal additional infrastructure. But behind this success story lies a world few people see. One of muddy boots, early morning harvests, delicate logistics, and tireless labor. From flooded fields to processing lines, and from family-run operations to industrial-scale businesses, the crawfish industry is a blend of tradition, ingenuity, and grit. In this video, we'll uncover how crawfish are farmed, processed, and distributed, how they shape local communities and economies, and how environmental concerns and rising costs are challenging the future of this unique industry. If you enjoy discovering how the world really works, beyond grocery store shelves, make sure to like this video, subscribe to AgriWorks USA, and turn on notifications. This is a story of resilience, resourcefulness, and the unexpected power of the swamp. In Louisiana's wetlands, a quiet agricultural revolution has taken place, one where rice and crawfish coexist in a uniquely symbiotic relationship that's reshaping how farmers think about land use. After the rice is harvested, the same fields aren't left idle. Instead, they're flooded again to create a shallow aquatic habitat, just about 2 feet deep, perfectly suited for crawfish. The leftover rice stubble shades the water, shelters crawfish from predators, and supports a thriving ecosystem of microorganisms that serve as their food. But the benefit isn't one-sided. Crawfish contribute back to the soil by naturally fertilizing it through their waste, helping to restore nutrients and improve the field's condition for the next rice planting. This closed-loop cycle reduces the need for synthetic fertilizers, lowers operational costs, and makes the land more productive over time. The entire system is designed for balance and efficiency. With minimal additional infrastructure, farmers can rotate between rice and crawfish production, often over a 2-year cycle. This not only diversifies their income streams, but also builds resilience against market volatility and environmental stress. What began as a practical solution has grown into a sustainable farming model, one that turns a single piece of land into a multifunctional resource, feeding both communities and ecosystems in one of the most biodiverse regions of the United States. Farming crawfish might seem like a rustic, low-tech practice, but in reality, it's a carefully managed operation that blends traditional wisdom with modern efficiency. The process begins right after the rice harvest. Farmers flood the fields to a depth of around 60 centimeters, simulating the swampy, low-oxygen environment that crawfish naturally prefer. These shallow waters, filled with decaying rice stubble and microorganisms, create the perfect breeding ground for young crawfish. Depending on the setup, some farmers introduce mature broodstock crawfish, while others rely on eggs already buried in the soil from the previous season. As temperatures rise, the eggs hatch and young crawfish emerge, burrowing and foraging beneath the muddy surface. To catch them, pyramid-shaped wire traps are deployed along levees and field edges, areas where crawfish tend to cluster for food and protection. The traps are baited with fish scraps or specialized pellets designed to attract without contaminating the water. Harvesting is often done daily using push boats or pedal-powered skiffs, simple, lightweight vessels that minimize damage to the field while allowing farmers to collect hundreds of traps in a single outing. Unlike mechanical harvesters, these methods are gentle on the terrain and reduce unnecessary disturbance. Once caught, crawfish are sorted immediately. Only live, healthy specimens make it to market. Dead or injured ones are discarded to maintain product integrity. Through precise water management, trap placement, and handling practices, crawfish farming has evolved into a sophisticated system, one that prioritizes both yield and environmental stewardship. Do you think the crawfish farming model could be improved further? Is it too labor-intensive in your opinion? Share your thoughts with me in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss the latest from AgroWorks or so. Once the crawfish leave the field, the clock starts ticking. These creatures are highly perishable, so speed, cleanliness, and careful handling are critical at every step of processing and packaging. The first stage is sorting. Crawfish are graded by size. Small ones are typically returned to ponds to grow or used as seed stock, while medium and large crawfish are processed for sale. Workers also manually inspect each batch to remove dead, damaged, or parasite-infected specimens, ensuring only the healthiest reach consumers. Next comes washing and cooling. Crawfish are placed on automated cleaning lines where they're rinsed thoroughly to remove mud and debris. Depending on the facility, they may be packaged live in breathable sacks or vacuum sealed for refrigerated transport. Either way, they must be chilled and stored within 3 to 4 hours of harvest to preserve freshness. In some cases, crawfish undergo further processing, particularly smaller ones. These are often boiled alive, similar to lobster, to lock in flavor and texture. The tails are then peeled and packaged as ready-to-cook meat, commonly used in etouffee, pasta, or frozen meal kits. Advanced facilities follow strict food safety protocols, including temperature monitoring, sanitation controls, and traceability systems. This not only ensures product quality, but also helps meet the standards of distributors, restaurants, and international buyers. Ultimately, the goal is simple: preserve the delicate flavor and texture of fresh crawfish while moving quickly from pond to plate. In this industry, freshness isn't just a selling point, it's survival. Behind every plate of boiled crawfish is a fast-moving supply chain built to handle one of the most time-sensitive products in aquaculture. Once processed, crawfish must be shipped out immediately. Distribution trucks operate 7 days a week, often on tight schedules. Timing is everything. Delays of just a few hours can affect quality and reduce shelf life. Many crawfish are sold live, so maintaining proper temperature and oxygen levels during transport is critical. The supply chain serves a wide range of buyers, from large seafood distributors and restaurants to grocery stores and direct-to-consumer sales. In recent years, online platforms and farm-to-door models have expanded market reach, allowing even small producers to tap into national demand. What makes the Louisiana crawfish industry particularly resilient is its vertically integrated business model. Many companies oversee the entire process, from farming and harvesting to processing, packaging, and distribution. This control allows them to cut costs, maintain quality, and respond quickly to shifting demand. Despite rising costs for labor and fuel, some producers reinvest as much as 80% of profits back into operations. Their focus: upgrading equipment, improving logistics, and expanding cold storage to stay ahead in a competitive market. With the peak season lasting just a few months, maximizing efficiency is essential. The industry's success depends on its ability to move crawfish from muddy fields to customers' tables, fresh, flavorful, and fast. In today's episode, we're diving into the murky waters of Louisiana's bayous to explore the fascinating journey of the crawfish. Once a seasonal wild food harvested by hand, crawfish have become a year-round aquaculture product and a cultural symbol of Cajun heritage. At the heart of this transformation is a remarkable agricultural innovation, combining rice and crawfish farming in a symbiotic system that maximizes land use, boosts income, and requires minimal additional infrastructure. Crawfish may be small, but the strategy behind selling them is anything but. It's a logistics race where only the most organized survive. Do you think the market strategy behind crawfish farming makes sense? Type 1 if you agree, or let me know your take in the comments. I'd really love to hear your thoughts. In Louisiana, crawfish are more than a food. They're a symbol of culture, family, and tradition. Rooted in Cajun and Creole heritage, crawfish have long held a special place in local cuisine. From spicy etouffee to hearty bisque and communal crawfish boils, these dishes aren't just meals, they're events. Boils often turn into neighborhood gatherings, bringing people together in celebration of food, family, and seasonal rhythms. Crawfish season is marked by more than just harvest. It's a time of festivals and community pride. Events like the Bro Bridge Crawfish Festival attract thousands of visitors and inject millions into the local economy, blending cultural expression with agricultural celebration. Socially, the industry plays a critical role in rural employment. It supports seasonal and migrant labor, and many farms are family-run, passed from one generation to the next. In economically vulnerable areas, crawfish farming provides stability and sustains local businesses. Even in times of crisis, the crawfish industry has proven resilient. After natural disasters or economic disruptions, it has helped communities recover by offering jobs, restoring pride, and keeping traditions alive. Crawfish, in many ways, are the lifeblood of southern Louisiana, not just as an export or income source, but as a cultural cornerstone that connects people to land, history, and one another. Crawfish farming in Louisiana stands out as a relatively eco-friendly practice, especially when paired with rice cultivation. Instead of clearing new land, farmers flood existing rice fields after harvest, creating a seasonal wetland that supports crawfish along with beneficial microorganisms, algae, and insects. This dual-use approach preserves natural habitats and mimics ecological cycles, reducing the need for synthetic inputs like fertilizers or pesticides. Crawfish also contribute to the environment by naturally fertilizing the soil, enhancing its quality for the next rice crop. It's a low-impact, closed-loop system that benefits both farm and ecosystem. However, the model isn't without challenges. Maintaining flooded fields for months can strain water resources, and without proper management, runoff and waste can impact nearby streams and wetlands. The lack of standardized environmental regulations in some areas raises concerns about long-term sustainability. Still, compared to industrial aquaculture, crawfish farming requires less energy, fewer chemicals, and works with natural cycles rather than against them. When done responsibly, it offers a path forward for sustainable agriculture, one that feeds people while preserving the delicate balance of the bayou. In your view, is crawfish farming a truly sustainable path forward? Tell me what you think in the comments, and don't forget to like this video, subscribe to AgroWorks USA, and turn on notifications to follow along with our next deep dives into the world of farming. While the crawfish industry has thrived in Louisiana, it now faces a series of mounting challenges. Fuel and labor costs continue to rise, squeezing profit margins, especially for small-scale, family-run farms. Crawfish farming is labor-intensive and time-sensitive, making it vulnerable to inflation and supply disruptions. At the same time, climate change brings new risks. Drought, heat waves, and shifting water levels all threaten crawfish habitats and reproduction. The industry is also becoming more consolidated. Larger companies with better infrastructure are dominating the market, while many small farms have struggled to recover from the COVID-19 pandemic and rising operational costs. Yet there are signs of opportunity. As the number of producers stabilizes, prices may rise and allow for better profitability. Improved refrigeration and logistics could unlock export potential, expanding crawfish beyond U.S. borders. Advances in eco-friendly farming and processing technologies may also help reduce waste and environmental impact. In the years ahead, success will belong to those who can adapt, investing in sustainable practices, strengthening supply chains, and finding new ways to bring crawfish to the world. It's a turning point for the industry, and the choices made now will shape its future for decades to come. From muddy rice fields to bustling markets and backyard feasts, crawfish farming in Louisiana is a story of resilience, innovation, and deep cultural pride. It's a rare example of how agriculture, tradition, and sustainability can work together, turning flooded fields into thriving ecosystems and transforming a once seasonal delicacy into a multi-million-dollar industry. Behind every pound of crawfish lies the hard work of farmers, the ingenuity of rural communities, and a supply chain racing against time to deliver freshness to every table. But as we've seen, this success doesn't come without challenges. Rising costs, climate pressure, and market consolidation all pose serious questions for the future of the industry. Yet if any place can adapt and thrive, it's Louisiana, where food is identity and community is everything. So what surprised you most about the journey of the crawfish? From field to festival? Was it the farming innovation, the cultural depth, or the race against time and distribution? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear your take. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into the world of crawfish, be sure to like this video, subscribe to AgroWorks USA, and turn on the bell so you don't miss more stories from the front lines of farming. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.